Hey, what's up, you all? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be talking about ticker symbol GME, GameStop Corp. The stock is closed at $265. It was a pretty volatile day for GameStop, and I want to review about what exactly happened because to me, and once again, I don't have all the data yet, but to me, it doesn't really seem like a short interest that caused the spike right here. That does seem like something different, and we'll be able to find out more. But what I'll do in this video is I'll be talking about three things. First thing is we'll review how the stock spiked up. We'll review the pattern between GME and AMC, and it also happened for SNDL, but at a very small scale. So that happened. So I'll also review that with you. So we'll review that. We'll review one of the great article that I came across that explains a little bit more about what might have happened today about with GME and AMC. It does not seem like it's a short squeeze or short interest that happened just right here, but the stock had a run up to $347. And we'll also look into the technical analysis and some of the indicators that we want to take a look that what can happen to GameStop. Can it go back to $347 level or not? Once again, tomorrow or maybe later during this week or early next week. So stay tuned. I want to share my research and analysis with you. Click on the like button because your like is very much appreciated. It helps me making sure that this video can reach to more and more people. I'm not a financial advisor, but I do a lot of research and I like to share with you all my research and analysis, hoping you can make informed financial decisions. Subscribe to my channel as well if you haven't already. I'll be sharing a lot more information in future about GameStop and other stocks that we review on this channel, and it has turned out to be a pretty good investment. Now, looking at GME, let's take a look right here. So the GME stock in the beginning of this session, as you can see right here, the stock went up all the way to 25-30%. And at this point, around this timestamp, you want to make sure that this is 12 o'clock and 17 p.m., 12 o'clock, 17 minutes EST in the afternoon, and the stock dropped drastically, as you can see right here, about 43%. And at 12:42, the stock started going back up. Now, I saw a similar pattern here with AMC as well. At 12:17, once again, the stock dropped and it started going back up around 12:42, 12:43. So pretty close timeline, pretty close timestamp. That makes me think that there might be a bigger player in the market that might have started selling for whatever reason, and that another reason could be there is a computer automated triggers by the brokerage, or maybe people have set in their stop sell or something along those lines that might have joined. It might be some sort of algorithm that started selling the stock as well. So there could be multiple factors, but that seems like it, and not really a short squeeze as to why the stock went up, why it went down, and then it started going back up. It's the same thing for AMC that I've seen. It started with a lower price range, went all the way up to $12.06. A little bit different right here, but around 12:14, 12:13, it started going back down, and 12:42, 43 started going back up. Now, I came across this one article and I want to share with you as well. So this article was published a couple of hours ago. GameStop on a roller coaster once again as short interest drops, and it does sound like there is not that huge of a short interest or short squeeze that we have seen last time. Now, what happened, as the author notes right here, the stock opened $269 Wednesday morning, climbing steadily, and it went to $347 just during the afternoon and plunged 43% to $198 just within or less than 30 minutes, as we have noticed, before climbing back up to $257 an hour later. And now the stock was halted 7 times. This is huge. 7 times between 12:22 and 1:12 p.m. While not as high as 18 times, GameStop was halted on January 28th, but we were pretty close, and this is not a short sell. At least it didn't look like. I'll review the data once again based on what data I reviewed, and I don't have a premium login. Did not seem like it's a short sell, but as this article notes right here, interestingly, the surge in GameStop share has not coincided with an increase in the short interest as it did during the last episode in late January, according to the data from S3 Partners. So seems like it's not a short sell. So what might have caused this steady up Might be a healthy up. We don't know yet. We'll find out maybe later tonight or tomorrow, and I'll keep you posted. This current run is much different, as the author notes right here. This current run is much different, lacking any sort of short squeeze behavior, either in the numbers or in the public narrative that previously saw short selling hedge fund pitted against the retail investor looking for whatever they are trying to say here. Speaking on this, speaking to the Bloomberg, they said the sellers have lost about billions and billions of dollars, $6 billion in 2021 so far on GameStop alone this year. So 609 million on Monday alone. This might be a reason why the short interest dropped within the stock further on Wednesday. But once again, the stock is up. Now, let's take a look further into how the stock was traded. Looking at the stock volume, it looks pretty okay. 71 million is the volume during the trading session today. The stock had a pretty low of 172, high of 348. Look at the run. It is 100% swing from high to low. Now, we don't really have a crystal ball or any sort of magic, but you could have double your money in GME just trading in today's trading session if you were spot on. Now, that's one of the challenge day trading. I do not day trade. I invest into the stock and wait for the right time. I do not sell. I don't want to say within a couple of days, but mostly I hold more than a few days, and that's how I trade, because I don't really keep looking at the stock, or I don't set the automated trigger unless it just rarely happens for me that I set automated triggers, stop loss or whatnot. Now, looking at GME once again, the volume is pretty consistently lower than the usual what we saw when the stock had a surge about 150 million. We are seeing pretty normal volume in GME, including today. However, it is double than the previous trading session yesterday. But let's take a look at this GME chart right here. As you can see, a huge or a nice ramp up, a natural ramp up. And boom, it just dropped right here, caused a sell by one of the major player, and people might have joined them. But if you take a look at that time, the RSI was 13. So at that time, it was the perfect time. If someone is looking at the RSI and 13, that clearly suggests that the stock will go into the positive direction. At that time, if you take a look at the MACD, the blue bar is below the orange bar. So that suggests a declining momentum in the stock price. But at that time, when the RSI is so low, I wouldn't consider MACD as a bad thing, because as you have seen, the blue went quickly above the orange line, and it kind of got back with the RSI as well, kind of 50. Now, when you see this, the volume is super high. This is one of the example. The volume is high. If you take a look at the volume right here, right? So the volume here is 727,000. Here the volume is 820,000 shares. And going back here, 1.29 million shares were traded right at this point. So the takeaway is, we have seen that the higher volume helps the stock price in many stocks. Think about Zomedica Corp, think about Castor Maritime, CTRM, think about UME, UAM. Why some of the stock, SNDL was one of the situation that we kept talking on this channel. The volume helps the stock price to go up. This is an example I wanted to share with you, that it's not always the case. The higher volume, as you can see right here, caused the drop into the stock, and that suggests that people were selling. Maybe like a huge seller was selling, huge financial institution or whoever. I don't have no data. I do not really have a data about whether it was a short sell or something along those lines, but it doesn't seem like it, because the short interest didn't go high according to my research on free portals that I searched. Now, looking back into this 45 RSI, pretty healthy RSI in my opinion, not overbought, not oversold. The MACD looks pretty good as well, pretty balanced MACD. The blue is right around the orange. It can go higher once again. There was some fluctuation here. As I mentioned, the stock was halted for multiple times during the trading session. From what I heard, people bought, a few people I know, they bought around this price point right here. And they are looking at a nice gain. Once again, many people bought at this price point as well. Once again, 235. They're gaining some money. But again, I don't day trade. I just wanted to share this analysis with you. that looking at the technicals, looking at this RSI and MACD, both looking at the volume, the stock looks pretty normal. It can run up once again. Once again, this is kind of like a social media or meme stock or whatever people call it. Pretty volatile. That's where you can make money as well. It's risky, but it's risk versus reward. You can make a ton of money in a short period of time. On the flip side, you can lose them all. So only invest what you're willing to lose, or at least you consider your risk tolerance. Do not invest the entire portfolio just in one stock or just in one trade. Do a very balanced and diversified portfolio and trading for yourself. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Your subscription means a lot for the growth of this channel. Click on the like button. Your like is very much appreciated as well. Look at my AMC video because I have done analysis. It's a little bit a different analysis for AMC than this because AMC has the earnings that was declared today, so there was a couple of additional factors, but the drop that we had seen in AMC is pretty identical to what we have seen for GME. And we always talk about AMC and GME both together. Historically, the way the trade happened and the way the short squeeze and the gamma squeeze or whatever we want to call it happened in the past. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you in the next video.